Hello. In an age where spiritual awakening is on the rise and more people are seeking meaning beyond the material world, a troubling shadow has emerged: the commercialization of divine communication. Across different platforms, from social media to paid seminars and even television, a growing number of self-proclaimed channelers of ascended masters or spiritual beings or even extraterrestrials have stepped into the spotlight. While some may act in sincerity, many others have turned the sacred into a spectacle, exploiting vulnerable seekers for profit under the guise of cosmic wisdom. At the heart of this issue lies the claim of exclusive access. I channel and speak to the Galactic Federation. An Arcturian council has chosen me as a messenger. I am the voice of an ancient goddess or angelic being. These messages are often vague, theatrical, and emotionally manipulative. But what truly reveals their motive is the business model, built around the performance. I am Bhagrat the Lion, the host of Awakening, the Journey of Soul. And if you are here, it means you know that there are so many roads to God, but the truth is only one. Thank you very much for subscribing, liking my channel, and please feel free also to share your comments. The topic of discussion today is the rise of fraudulent channelers, telling the stars for a few. Stay with us.
Look, we all search for meaning in life, don't we? It's a fundamental human need. People seek answers to big questions. They look for comfort when things are tough. Sometimes they just want to feel a deeper connection to something, anything. This is perfectly normal, completely understandable. Many individuals find genuine solace and guidance in established spiritual practices or personal reflection. There is nothing wrong with seeking a path that brings peace or understanding into your life. This quest for something more is part of being human, and it deserves respect. However, this very natural human desire, this vulnerability, can be cruelly exploited. And that's where our story begins tonight. Enter the self-proclaimed spiritual guru. Now, let me be clear, not every spiritual teacher is a fraud, but there's a specific type, a rather unpleasant and alarmingly common type, that we need to talk about. These individuals present themselves as enlightened beings. They claim to possess profound wisdom or a direct line to the divine, to spirits, or even to aliens. It's a bold claim, and they make it with such confidence. It's almost convincing, isn't it? The real problem, the one that should make your internal alarm bells go off, is that their divine connection often seems to have an incredibly strong, almost magnetic connection to your bank account. They take ancient wisdom, or sometimes, let's be honest, complete and utter made-up nonsense, and they package it, they market it, they sell it. They turn spirituality into a product, a very, very expensive product, mind you. It's like they've put enlightenment itself on the luxury goods market, right next to designer handbags and overpriced watches. We are talking about individuals who transform spirituality into a multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar industry. It's less about nourishing your soul and far more about systematically emptying your savings account. Their focus isn't on your spiritual well-being, it's on their financial statements. And frankly, watching this unfold, seeing vulnerable people get taken for a ride, is more than a bit infuriating. It's a con game, plain and simple. Often dressed up in flowing white robes and serene smiles, which just makes it all the more insidious. It's time we pulled back the curtain. One of the classic go-to tricks in the fraudulent guru's playbook is the grand performance of channeling. You've probably heard of it. They claim to be conduits, mere vessels for ancient spirits, wise ascended masters, or even, yes, occasionally beings from other galaxies. It sounds incredibly impressive, doesn't it? A direct hotline to the cosmos operated by someone who just happens to need your credit card details for the connection fee. They close their eyes, their voice changes, and suddenly Zorp from planet Kiblar has some urgent financial advice for you. These channeled messages, more often than not, contain incredibly vague prophecies that could apply to anyone. They offer generic life advice you could find in any self-help aisle, or profound-sounding statements that, upon closer inspection, mean absolutely nothing at all. Think of them as cosmic fortune cookies, but instead of costing $1 with your takeout, they cost hundreds, even thousands, for a private session. The entities they channel, quite conveniently, always seem to have a lot to say about how you should live your life, and surprise, surprise, how you should spend your money, usually on the guru's products. Vulnerable individuals are the prime targets for this particular brand of spiritual theater. People who are grieving a loss, facing deep uncertainty in their lives, or are desperately seeking solutions to complex problems are particularly susceptible. They too believe. They crave the answers and the comfort that these gurus so readily and so expensively provide. The spirit being channeled always, and I mean seems to wholeheartedly endorse the guru's latest $5,000 workshop or their new overpriced book on cosmic secrets. It's a miracle of marketing, really. It's a remarkably clever form of manipulation, you have to admit. By claiming the message isn't truly from, but from some higher, untouchable power, they cleverly deflect any criticism. They also create an almost unshakable aura of unquestionable authority around themselves. Don't shoot the messenger, they effectively imply, especially when the messenger is charging you a small fortune for the privilege of hearing the message. This tactic makes it incredibly difficult for followers to question the teachings or the teacher, fostering a dangerous dependency. Now let's shift gears and talk about the business side of things, because make no mistake, this is big business. These individuals aren't just spiritual leaders. Many are highly effective and sometimes ruthless entrepreneurs. Their primary business model often revolves around organizing incredibly high-priced seminars, workshops, and exclusive retreats. We're not talking about a small donation for a community gathering here. We're talking about sums in the thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, for a weekend of supposed enlightenment or transformation. These lavish events promise profound personal transformation, miraculous healing, or access to closely guarded secret knowledge. What they frequently deliver, however, is a carefully curated cocktail of New Age jargon, emotionally charged exercises, and intense group pressure. And of course, countless opportunities to buy more. More advanced courses, more personalized sessions, more blessed objects. The upselling is relentless. It's a conveyor belt designed to extract as much money as possible from each and every attendee, often leaving them feeling like they need the next level to truly achieve their goals. Consider the tragic case of James Arthur Ray. His spiritual warrior retreat in Arizona back in 2009 charged participants nearly $10,000 each. This retreat involved a dangerously overcrowded and improperly conducted sweat lodge ceremony, which ultimately led to the deaths of 3 people and hospitalized many others. This is, of course, an extreme and horrific example, but it starkly highlights the potential dangers when charismatic leaders operate with little to no accountability and immense financial incentive. Then there's the bizarre case of Amy Carlson, known as Mother God from the group Love Has Won, whose followers endured extreme forms of control and deprivation, and whose mummified body, adorned with glitter, was discovered in a shrine. These are not isolated incidents of eccentricity, they are warnings. And then there are the endless streams of merchandise. The books, the DVDs, the personally blessed crystals, the energized water, the sacred trinkets. Each item is an extension of the guru's brand, another carefully constructed revenue stream. The content of these books and courses is often a rehash of common sense principles, dressed up in spiritual language, or quite frankly, completely unsubstantiated nonsense. But it's sold at a significant premium because it's been channeled, divinely inspired or touched by the guru. It's a spiritual marketplace, and enlightenment has become the hottest, most exploitable commodity. So how do you, a sensible person, navigate this minefield and avoid getting caught in these elaborate spiritual traps? Firstly, and most importantly, be extremely wary of anyone, absolutely anyone, who claims to have exclusive access to the truth, to God, or to enlightenment. Genuine spiritual exploration is often a deeply personal journey of discovery and reflection, not about blindly following one charismatic leader who conveniently has all the answers, especially if those answers always seem to come with a hefty price list attached. Real wisdom doesn't usually require a gold-plated membership. Secondly, look out for high-pressure sales tactics. This is a massive red flag. If you're being aggressively pushed to sign up for expensive courses or retreats, or if you're told that missing out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity will irrevocably doom your spiritual progress, then alarms should be blaring. True spiritual growth and understanding don't usually operate on limited-time offers, early bird discounts, or non-refundable deposits. Think of it like those awful timeshare presentations, but instead of a dodgy apartment in Florida, they're trying to sell you a lease on your soul. Furthermore, question absolutely everything. Don't be afraid to be skeptical. Are their claims verifiable in any way? Do they actively discourage critical thinking or attempt to isolate their followers from outside perspectives, friends or family? Do they demand absolute, unquestioning loyalty and obedience? A big one. Are they living a lifestyle of conspicuous, opulent luxury funded entirely by their followers' donations, all while preaching about simplicity and detachment from material possessions? These are all significant warning signs that something is very wrong. Ultimately, you need to trust your intuition, that little voice inside you. If something feels off, if it seems too good to be true, or if you feel uncomfortable or pressured, then it probably is. True spiritual guidance should aim to empower you, to foster your independence and critical thinking. It should not make you dependent, fearful, or significantly poorer. Seek out teachers, communities, and practices that are transparent in their dealings, accountable for their actions, and genuinely focused on fostering well-being rather than maximizing profit. Your spiritual journey is uniquely yours. Don't let a charismatic con artist hijack it for their own gain.